Nauvoo-Calusa is now 31-3. They will advance and take on the Spring Valley Hall Red Devils. Now, after that win, a tremendous win, and no one was happier than the head coach of the Vikings, Reno Pinkston.
You guys weren't supposed to be here, according to the writers and everybody else, but you guys always felt that you were going to get to this title game.
We talked about when the postseason started, we had 8 games left. We were counting them down. After every game, we had 7 left, we had 6 left, we had 5 left, and so on. So we've been doing that the whole postseason, knowing that all we've got to do is believe in ourselves, and we'll have an opportunity to play for a state title, and we're here.
Now, this is a big deal back in your hometown. We talked about that in the quarterfinals, but your team has remained focused throughout this entire tournament.
They're not letting it bother them. We said that we'll get excited when it's all over, and you know, we're really excited about being here, but we know we're not done yet, and our kids are really focused and ready to go, and all the celebration and everything and all the accolades can come later. We got business at hand, and we're focused and we're ready to go. I can't guarantee what's going to happen, but I can guarantee this. Our kids will go out and do what we have to do to give ourselves an opportunity to win.
Now, you as coaches always look at your team and what you're supposed to do and what has gotten you here. What are the keys for your ball club tonight?
We got to make sure that we'll look at the tape on whoever wins this game. We'll make our adjustments, but at this time, you can't do a lot of scouting ahead of time. You know, we don't have a week to prepare. We've got to go with what we do and just tweak it up a little bit and try to make some adjustments out of those little things that we do.
Now, already an impressive season for the Vikings of Nauvoo-Calusa, but they still have one step left to go. They're going to take on Goliath in Spring Valley Hall. They've been just wonderful all season long. They're currently 32-0. They had a huge win, picked up win number 31 when they took on Leo High School this afternoon in semifinal number 2. It was the Sean Jepson show. He began things early on with a nice little three-point shot, his only one of the game. Then Ryan Andrews said, well, I'll start shooting some of these threes. He was 4 for 7 of the game. Sean Jepson showing that whirling dervish spin move in the lane. He puts in another bucket, one of his 19. Then there's another strong left-handed layup by Jepson. Jepson shows he can do other things. A nice pass into the big fella, Joey Reed. And early on, it was all Spring Valley Hall. Then Ryan Andrews continues. You can see the confidence after he makes that three-point shot. And Sean Jepson, who would eventually foul out, sneaks in backdoor and picks in a 2-pointer off the glass. Jepson, once again, at the end of the third period, clapped a head fake, a juke, and a wonderful shot at the end of 3 periods. It was 41-29. Then here is again, Ryan Andrews, yet another 3. He would put in 4 on the day, and when he did miss, look who was there to put it in. That's a kid by the name of Derek Baird, his only bucket of the game, but it came at a wonderfully opportune time as Spring Valley Hall, once again, for the second consecutive year, moves into the championship game. Last year, unfortunately for Spring Valley Hall, they lost in the championship game. Besides the fact that they had 51 points with Sean Jepson, they lost to Warsaw. Tonight, they hope to do differently against Nauvoo-Calusa. To get an update on what they did after the game, we talked to Yvonne Simmons and the head coach of Spring Valley Hall, Eric Bryant.
Coach Bryant, you made it through probably the biggest test you've been through all season. Jepson goes out with 4 minutes left in the ball game.
Well, there hasn't been a lot of times we played without him this year. He's fouled out of one other ball game in which we had under control. So, you know, there was a lot of time on the clock. I'm real proud of our guys, the way they hung in there and ran our offense.
Like you said, they really did hang in there, but you have to be concerned about the foul shooting that took place in the last few minutes as well.
You know, we had the guys we wanted shooting the free throws. Derek Baird's about an 88, 90% free throw shooter. Craig Olson's right up there also. I couldn't put other people at the line. We just got to concentrate a little more and try and put them down. But we made it through. We're right back where we want to be. Now we got to get the outcome a little different.
You are right back there now. Mentally, how do you prepare for the next game?
Well, we're going to go get something to eat real quick and relax. We got to try and come up with a game plan against Nauvoo-Calusa and basically rest. We got to get some rest in. Hope our legs are strong enough to take us through one more.
And folks, just like the Red Devils of Spring Valley Hall and the Vikings of Nauvoo-Calusa, we're just getting started. We have so much more here in this preview of March Madness. In the coming moments, we'll have a preview of tonight's championship game. Dave Bennett and Norm Van Leer will join us. We'll also have the ever-popular Slam Dunk Contest. Stay tuned, everybody. We're back here at Carver Arena, just outside the Peoria Civic Center, right in the middle of Illinois, Peoria, Illinois. In a couple of hours, we're going to have a new Class A state champion. For the next couple of hours, you still can say it. Warsaw is the champions of Class A basketball, but They're not going to do it this year. It's either going to be Nauvoo-Calusa or Spring Valley Hall. For a preview of tonight's game, let's toss it over to Dave Ennett and Norm Van Leer.
All right, thank you, Eric. Hi again, everybody. Well, it is the #1 team in the state, Spring Valley Hall, here tonight against Nauvoo-Calusa, a team making its first trip downstate. Norm, really the classic case of the Cinderella team, the underdog, facing the team that has been favored to win the championship really since the championship game of last year.
There's no doubt about it, and I'm glad you're here, because Lance McAllister would make me mention that team's name, and I would mess it up. But this is going to be fun, and yeah, when you're favored, you got pressure. They've maintained that. They've got back here. Now they have to go, and naturally they're going to be favorites because they've been here a little bit before. I think that's even more pressure. So this team's going to rest Spring Valley, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Nauvoo-Calusa defeated previously unbeaten Farmington earlier today. Now they face another unbeaten team, and they face one of the great players in the state, an all-state performer, Sean Jepson.
No doubt about it. I'm still pushing him to go to the Chicago area. You better go there, Sean. But it's going to be fun and see how they're approached. And I think the whole pressure of this whole thing is playing these games in the same day. I find that a bit tough, but at the same time, they've been doing it in a long time.
How tough is it, Norm, for particularly Spring Valley Hall, which played the later semifinal game, to come back here now in a matter of less than 2 hours and play another game?
Well, if you keep the legs up under them like some of these young kids can do that, I think maybe it's in their favor to just go right back into the flow. But that's the tough thing, because you need that rest, you need the food, and you have less time to think about playing the game. I think that's the key.
Well, that's the other thing. Nauvoo-Calusa has been sitting around during the afternoon thinking about playing for this championship game tonight. And for a team that's never been downstate before, that's got to be a rather heady proposition.
Well, I tell you this, thinking about things puts more of a strain on you than anything else. And physically, from the mind, it will wear you out. So you hope they will get things together, get a little scout report, and get ready to play. But then again, they personally feel they have nothing to lose. Hey, who said we were going to be here? But they're here.
Well, both of these teams saw their season ended last year by Warsaw. Nauvoo-Calusa lost to Warsaw in the regional final. Warsaw went on to play Spring Valley Hall in the championship game and beat them in overtime despite 51 points by Sean Jepson. Should be quite a game, and we'll see you with that a bit later on. And coming up next, Norm and I will be back with the Pepsi Slam Dunk Finals from Carver Arena. And welcome back to Carver Arena in Peoria. I'm Dave Ennett with Norm Van Leer. And right now the finals in the 1998 Class A Boys Pepsi Slam Dunk Contest. And Norm, this should be fun.
Well, this is a part of the game I know nothing about by way of air ball. But it's always fun to watch these guys and get up and create some type of, dunking that they do display. So it's always fun to watch. This is one of the better parts of the entertainment part of basketball.
Well, this is Brian Williams of Normal University High, number 53. They, of course, played last evening in the quarterfinals, losing to Chicago Leo. So we'll take a look at Brian Williams in action here. Williams.
Okay, first up from Normal University High. Good luck to Brian Williams.
There he goes.
All right. A little aggressive after play. We'll pull that basket down. Makes it look real tough. That's a tough one there.
Reverse that time.
As you get weaker as you go on and continue dunking, this is a tough part of the contest, is to continue dunking as your legs leave you.
On the one-hander, Williams came out of group 7. That time. That included dunkers from Marina South Central.
Oh, I like the one he had in mind.
35 points out of 50.
35 points out of 50 for Brian Williams.
From Edwards County.
Is that a
Josh
computer
Walker.
point system?
Josh Walker from Edwards County, Albion.
I love that haircut.
Number 42 is our second contestant here in the Pepsi Slam Dunk Finals. And here he goes. Josh with authority. Here's the second effort. Reverse.
Nice and easy. Uh-oh, little bounce. Not bad.
You have to do it with pizzazz. One-hander.
There you go. There. He's got a deuce. He's got the ball. There you go.
Do it once.
Oh, that's hard to do.
It's hard to do.
Yeah, even from a ladder.
Once more for Josh.
Well, he hasn't missed any.
His score here. 40.
40 points for Josh Walker.
40 for Josh Walker out of Albany and Edwards County. So he moves into the lead. Michael Walker from Kewanee.
All right. He's got a little zip to his game.
Kewanee and Cambridge.
Oh, that might have been big points there if he made that one.
He played against Spring Valley Hall in the regular season, late in the season. That one rattled the rim.
Yes, it did. Uh-oh.
And here's the one that Brian Williams tried.
Oh, he tipped it in. Do it one more time.
Flying in and missed it.
Yeah, that's a little far back.
That will do it for Michael Walker of Kewanee. 40. So we have a tie for
Michael Walker.
Josh and Michael are tied, and our final finalists,
From Virginia High School.
Jamie Cotton of Virginia. I have a feeling their nickname might be the Cardinals.
Oh, he did a blindfolded, huh? All right, now see, he's brought some pizzazz to the game.
That's got some flash.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he missed the one-hander.
Well,
Now, how tough is that, Norm, to dunk blindfolded?
well, that's a good question. Like I said, I get anything over by that rim, it would scare me.
We see him
That's a
take
tough
free
shot.
throws with his eyes closed.
Well, that I can do. That I can do because you gauge, you know where 15-foot is, you do enough repetitions of shooting, you kind of get that. But up around that rim blindfolded, no. I tell you, I was in college once, and a couple years ago, you weren't allowed to dunk. And when you were allowed to dunk, I tried to show off against LaSalle, and I dunked and hit the rim and flipped backwards and almost killed myself, but I stopped doing that.
How about a half for Jamie?
All right.
No, Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah.
And we,
You might get 40 on that one dunk alone, blindfolded.
well, again, we have a tie.
We call that a dunk-off?
Let's see, he gets
39.
39. 1 point out of the lead. We have a tie. Josh Walker. Here's the blues. Michael Walker.
Here's the blind faith coming up right here. You know that group, you're old as I am.
Very impressive.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so
I wonder if we have the little holes in that thing that you can see.
So there's Josh Walker of Albany and Edwards County. So we have a dunk-off.
A dunk-off. You want some coffee with that?
So he's going to go for the two-hander again.
Yeah.
Ooh, didn't make it that time.
So now, just to get the one shot. Well, the pressure is not is tough. Come back and win this thing after the miss by Judge.
Michael Walker off Kewanee.
Now, where's Kewanee? Where's that local?
Kewanee is just to the west of
Okay, Michael Walker of Kewanee High School.
I-88, I believe. Now Kewanee. Oh, Walker, he misses.
All right, there's an opportunity. Another dunk off.
The action.
They're going to go again.
Yeah,
They're going to go again.
well, they should. No one made anything.
Josh Walker.
I don't care how good it was. No one did it. They made anything.
So, Josh Walker of Albany and Edwards County. Here's his attempt.
Just simple, smooth. But you know, Josh has that demeanor about him. I'm just so cool, man. You know.
All right, Michael Walker revving up the crowd now. Once
the crowd into it. He's been fun with these people. There he goes. Little hang time, little lean on the rim. Let's say Michael Walker. Another tie. I'm trying to push a tie in.
Michael Walker of Kewanee is the winner in our 1998 Class A Pepsi Slam Dunk competition. Let's go to Yvonne Simmons. Yvonne?
Michael, you walked up the court like you were pretty confident.
Yeah, I had my conference over here, and I had my teammates from the school over there. I was just surrounded by confidence all around, so it has helped me go out.
You guys, I think this is the first time we've had a double overtime. What did you think you had to do the second time after you missed it first?
Just do something stylish, just not something really goofy, but just stick to the program, just the whole routine, just start out with the very first one. So
Class A, we haven't seen a lot of dunks. Do you get a lot of opportunities during games?
not really, but anytime I can, I try.
Well, thanks. The NBA doesn't have any more in the All-Star game. We're looking to you guys. Thanks again. David, back to you.
All right, Yvonne, thank you. So that's it for our Pepsi Slam Dunk competition. I'm Dave Eddett with Norm Van Leer. Stay with us. Eric Collins will be back with more March Madness right after this.
We are back here in Peoria, Illinois, moments away from the consolation game between Leo High School and Farmington and the Farmington Farmers. We're now joined by Chicago Sun-Times sports reporter Daryl Van Schouwen. Daryl is a native of South Holland, just outside of Chicago, Illinois. A number of memories of the IHSA tournament. As a fan before, now you're writing about it. Some of the memories that you kind of remember most about the IHSA tournament.
I think the first thing I remember is going back to the Thornridge teams with Buckner and Batts, back-to-back state champions. I was just a kid, but, you know, that was when on a Saturday night, that was the Saturday night you did not watch the Chicago Blackhawks and instead watched the state tournament. And Buckner and Batts were phenomenal, probably the best team ever. I went to Ileana Christian High School in Lansing, so became a fan of the private school league. And the private school league produced a couple of state champions in the Class A tournament in 79 and 80 with Providence and Luther South. So I go back in both divisions.
When we're talking about historical significance, can you talk about the championship game tonight? Spring Valley Hall has an opportunity to go 33-0, undefeated, and win it all. Just how good are they?
Well, probably the best Class A team since Teutopolis in '86. Arguably could have won last year, if not for the 2-point loss in the championship game. They'd be looking at back-to-back titles. So this is a team that's playing with purpose. They're on a mission. They're cocky. They're brash, almost to the extent where they annoy people a little bit. But they feel confident, and more power to them.
Well, Daryl, thanks for stopping by.
No problem.
And we look forward to reading what you're writing about tomorrow morning in the Chicago Sun-Times.
All right, thanks, Eric.
That's Daryl Van Schouwen. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll have even more of March Madness from here in Peoria. Stay tuned, everybody. Fox Sports Chicago and Intersport Television's presentation of this IHSA March Madness has been brought to you in part by Country Companies Insurance. When it matters most, the country's behind you. Pepsi, Generation Next. And by Ameritech. In a world of technology, people make the difference. Earlier today, the IHSA Single A three-point shootout finals. An incredible performance by Travis Stein-Wagner of New Athens High School, making 4 of his last 5 three-pointers to finish off with the victory. 9 three-point shots made by the junior from New Athens High School. And there you have it, the Class A champion. Next weekend, he will take on the winner of the Double A three-point shootout. So Travis Stein-Wagner still has a little bit of work to do, but at least he can hang his hat on the Single A crown. Folks, get ready for some basketball. Still to come, we have Chicago Leo High School taking on the Farmers of Farmington High School. Stay tuned to Fox Sports Chicago.
Carver Arena in Peoria, Illinois, the madness of March is winding down towards the crowning of a state champion. First up, it's the third place game of the Class A Finals, the Leo Lions and Farmington Farmers. Tonight's coverage of the IHSA Boys Class A Basketball Semifinals is proudly presented by Country Companies Insurance. When it matters most, the country's behind you. And by Pepsi. Nothing else is a Pepsi. Hi again, everybody. I'm Lance McAllister. Alongside is David Kaplan. We are moving closer to capping off one heck of a weekend for high school basketball. And David, now let's talk about the emotions. The emotions and the disappointment have set in for these two teams. They're not going to play for the finals. How do they get up for playing for third place?
Well, I think you get over the disappointment after a little bit. You get something to eat, you relax. You say, you know what, we've got one more ball game. Let's go down there, let's play well, and let's be the third place team in the state. That's a heck of an accomplishment, and you want to end your career as a winner, not going out with a defeat.
A big point to consider. We'll come back. We'll hear from both coaches. We'll set up the starting lineup and get you ready for basketball. Live from Carver Arena in Peoria, Illinois. Hang tight. We're back with more after this. And welcome back in. The Farmington Farmers come into tonight's third place game 32-1, a heartbreaker of a loss this afternoon in our early game, 48-47 to Nauvoo Calusa. Meanwhile, the Leo Lions lose to Spring Valley Hall this afternoon in our second game, 56-46. Let's go courtside and pick it up with this weekend's public address announcer, Paul Herzog.
Good evening, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association of the City of Peoria, welcome to America's original March Madness. Tonight's Class A third place game in Carver Arena features the Chicago Leo Lions at 26-7 and the Farmington Farmers at 32-1. Let's meet the starting lineups. At a forward for Leo, a 6'4" senior, number 24, J.R. Jackson. At a forward for Farmington, a 6'2" sophomore, 32, Rhett Wiersma. The other forward for the Lions, a 6'6" senior, number 40, Jamar Tompkins. The other forward for the Farmers, a 6'1" senior, number 40, Greg Romaine. At center for Chicago Leo, 6'9" sophomore, number 44, Andre Brown. At center for Farmington, a 6'3" senior, number 12, Scott Kuykendall. At guard for the Lions, number 34, a 6' senior, David Thomas. At a guard for Farmington, a 5'11" junior, number 21, Seth Nelson. The other guard for Leo, the 6' senior, number 23, Terrence West. The other guard for the Farmers, a 5'10" senior, number 22, Tom Clardy. Head coach in his first season at Leo, a record of 26-7, Mike Mandarino. Head coach in his 24th season, 15 at Farmington with a record of 272 and 138, Tom Wiersma.
So we are about set for basketball. The Farmers and the Lions. There's Tom Wiersma. His team's still got to be smarting from a tough way to lose this afternoon. 1 second left on the clock. Joe Wilson knocks down the second free throw.
1, 2, 3,
and beats the Farmers 48-47.
Well, we got to get you a shot of Coach Wiersma's suit when we get a chance. Must have borrowed that from Rocky Hill up at Thornton.
Now, you know, you keep that up and they're going to be outside the arena with a suit for you. What, are you looking for a suit here now?
Yeah, exactly, a purple one. I love Coach Wiersma. I think he's a heck of a coach. But just coach.
Quit while
you ever heard of Navy Blue? I was giving him a hard time before.
I'm not going out with you now. I'm staying away from you. He's coming after you. All right, here we go.
It's like a bedspread.
The winner gets the chance to obviously end their season with a victory. Two teams, the state champion and the third place team, get to go home with smiles. Not as big a smile, obviously, but at least you end your season and go out with a win. Possession to the Lions, and here we go. This is David Thomas. He's joined in the backcourt by Terrence West, as you saw in the introductions. Down low to the big man, lost the handle and out of bounds to the Farmers. Terrence West injured his knee last Friday in the sectionals. Missed our first round game yesterday. Did see action today for 10 minutes, and he's in the starting lineup tonight. He's a big factor in their offense, running the show and also chipping in nearly 10 points a game. Farmers around the perimeter. There's Flaherty, their top three-point gun. And this is Wiersma, who misses over the backboard and out of bounds.
Well, I don't believe there's any jitters in this game. You play for third place, but mostly you play for pride. Come back just a few hours later after losing a tough one, and you play hard to see what you can do. But there shouldn't be jitters tonight.
Thomas drives and dishes to J.R. Jackson. Strong to the hole, up and in.
Boy, got that high on the glass. Almost looked like he got one on the, got hit on the arm. Got the ball to go down.
Seth Nelson the other way. Pokes from behind, and they'll keep.
You know, I think today, as opposed to yesterday, Lance, Seth Nelson's over-penetrating at times. Yesterday, he was very judicious when he took the ball to the basket. Earlier today, he tried to overdo things at times, and just like that, almost leads to a turnover.
Did not have the floor game that made him a third-team All-Stater this afternoon. 4 turnovers, 4 assists, and a turnover for the Farmers. So Leo with the 2-0 lead early here. We are underway. First quarter action in the third-place game. Championship to follow with Dave Ennett and Norm Van Leer. Thomas in the stop-and-go dribble. The kick out to Myers. Takes a peek inside and backs it out. Andre Brown, their big man, fights for position. Had just 3 field goal attempts this afternoon, 1 of 3, and here's Nelson with a pick. On the break, numbers even, the kick out. 3 up and 3 short. Flaherty off the mark.
They're going to get Tompkins over the top. Well, that's usually a look that Flaherty will bury.
Take a look at it. He is their zone buster.
That's a wide open look, and he comes up short, and there's your foul over the top, no question. Got him with the body.
The Farmers do inbounds right of the hoop. Flaherty had 10 this afternoon against Spring Valley Hall. Wiersma needs help, and there's Flaherty again. Out top Nelson. Farmers looking to get in the books. 2-0 Leo early. Out top, pulling the trigger, Romaine off the mark from 3. There's Brown getting up and boarding. Outlet out of the plate. Here come the Lions. This is Mike Myers. Pulls the trigger, can't connect. Whistle on the push. Jackson, J.R. Jackson. His first. But a couple of nice games here this weekend. 16 against U-High, 18 against Spring Valley Hall. There you see Michael Mandarino. Farmer trying to dent the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon. We have played about 2 minutes. Wiersma. Flaherty spots up, fires, whistle before, and that is Romaine on a moving pick.
Yep, trying to clear everybody out so you can get Flaherty a good look. You get a look there at Coach Wiersma. His son, Ben Wiersma, at South Alabama, they played Illinois in the first round of the NCAA. Very disappointed that he couldn't be here today, but he's got his responsibilities he's got to take care of. And Dad and his family know that his best wishes were with him.
That's Brown, and that's 2. 4-0 Leo. Flaherty, ring it up.
Now, when he gets open looks, he's very tough to stop. And you can tell tonight that they are obviously going to look for him because they don't want to have to challenge the 6'9" Andre Brown inside, as well as Jamar Tompkins, who is 6'6", 195 pounds.
Here's Mike Myers up top. Needs help, finds it in David Thomas. Big guy LeVon Woods, 6'5", 265-pound senior, the man who sets the pick for him. Now he has it, pulls it down, a little nice entry pass. Offensive foul, yes.
No question. No question. He's going to have to learn to be able to catch that pass. There's a nice entry pass. Now he's got to have to go straight up and just shoot that. That's a 4 or 5 footer. He's got to learn to be able to make that shot off the window. There he goes. Down goes the shoulder. There's no question That's a charge.
That is something he will learn. We talked about it yesterday. Big guys who lower the ball to the ground and let everybody else have a shot at it.
They neutralized the height the good Lord gave them.
Absolutely. We hit the 5-minute mark, 4-3. Where's the thought about it? Instead comes cross court. Here's Seth Nelson gliding and shooting. Can't get it. Loose, and here come the Lions. Outlet ahead to J.R. Jackson. Baseline. Sky shoots. Cannot connect. Farmer's the other way. Led by Nelson. Takes a look in traffic. Kick out. Flaherty wanted 3. Now steps in. Fires again. No good. There's Nelson. Boring up. Foul from behind. David Thomas got a hand on it.
Well, Nelson is just all over the place. Going to the glass. And I like the way he started here the last 3 or 4 possessions. He's looking for other guys rather than trying to get to that painted area and take the ball to the basket. He got Flaherty a good look, and now he goes right back up. There's your foul.
This afternoon, shot just 4 of 11, and was at times forcing things on the drive to the basket. There's the afternoon session, 13 points, 4 assists.
Also had, I believe, 3 steals. I was keeping a chart on how he was doing in terms of matching up with the other guards.
Tied at 4.
Best of luck to the 2 clubs tonight playing for the prize.
Yes, sir.
Nauvoo Calusa and Spring Valley Hall.
We've got a timeout on the floor. 4:28 to go in the first. Farmington leads Leo 5-4. We're back after this. Let's take a look at the Leo Lions. They share the Chicago Catholic League South with Brother Rice this year.
So I think the thing that benefits them, and we talked about this last night, they may not have state tournament experience at this level, but they play a AA schedule, so that really prepares them to play against the best that Class A has to offer.
The last graphic we showed you, Farmington shooting 1 of 6. In the 2 games, they have shot 36% in each one. They came in a 49% shooting team from the field, and that's J.R. Jackson for 3.
Yeah, he thought he got fouled. I don't know where the foul contact was, but he turned right to the official.
Nelson the other way, scooping and scoring.
Tough shot. Boy, he keeps taking that in the paint, but when he gets himself under control, it's like he downshifts. Now he can make the layup, but when he goes so quick to the basket, he doesn't have the control to get up in the glass and score.
Even at 7 apiece, some pressure. David Thomas breaks.
Don't forget that Class A championship game coming up immediately following ours with Dave Ennett and Norm Van Leer. And I saw Dave, he's putting his Sunday best on. He's ready to go.
Brown inside for 2 on a nice entry. That time he went up strong, didn't put it on the floor. The Lions lead by 2. Somebody's going to have to stop Seth John. He stopped himself with a bad shot. And they board, and it's Mike Brown. This is what we've been talking about.
To not gather himself under control.
Look out. Mike Myers high to Andre Brown, and he trapped.
Mike Mandarino wants a timeout and wants to settle his guys down.
Here's Myers.
There comes the lob. That's got to be a better pass than that. No question about the travel. You saw him shuffle both feet. Good call.
9-7 early. And the broadcast rights to tonight's game have been granted to Fox Sports Chicago and Intersport Television by the Illinois High School Association. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of this event without the written consent of the IHSA, Intersport Television, and Fox Sports Chicago is prohibited.
The Honorable Governor Edgar here in the building tonight. In fact, I think he'll be speaking with the aforementioned Dave Ennett and Norm Van Leer during the championship game. They get all the big-time guests.
2-point deficit for the Farmers. Nelson into the corner. That's Wearsby. Here's Clarity. 3 up and short. Skied and pulled down by J.R. Jackson. Woods to Thomas. Shake and bake. Fires and he hits. Wow. Looked him straight in the eye and said, take that.
Boy, he really rose up, playing at a different level right now. It looks like he's so much quicker to the ball and so much more intense than we saw him last night in terms of what he wants to do offensively.
Here's Nelson again. Floater, look at that. Boy.
As a runner.
They said left his hands. I wondered what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Blocked up on the post.
Back door, they had Thomas. Pass wasn't there initially, and they waited too long.
Well, Levon Woods clogged up the post.
Which he can do.
Now let's take a look at the shot at the other end. There's the pass across the court. Now watch this little runner. Just get it up on the glass. Do it in the driveway all the time. I know what I'm doing. There it goes.
The kiss off the glass.
Is that be Bill Raftery?
Come on out. 3-point lead for Leo. Here's Rhett Wiersbe. Kuykendall hasn't touched it much earlier. Had a nice afternoon game. 11 points and 9 boards. Look at that. That's pretty. That's Rick Dubin. He's in the books.
Good shot. Good one. You never take for granted a shot's either going in or going to hit the rim. He grabbed the air ball and laid it in.
Jackson looks for Brown. A little crossover dribble.
Well, I'll tell you, they're just not utilizing Andre Brown inside.
Again, he had just 3 touches there, 3 field goal attempts this afternoon in 30 minutes. It's amazing when you got a 6'9", 220-pounder. He gets 3 shots in an afternoon. From the corner. Wow. J.R. Jackson feeling it.
He and David Thomas look so much more into it, what they're doing offensively.
Dubin goes down low, knocked out of bounds. That'll get a substitution in. Mike Myers checks back in.
And Jamar Tompkins is going to come back.
Myers had a nice afternoon game. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. This is a 3-point shooting for the Lions. Just 31% during the regular season. They have made their last 4 shots from the field. Dubin looks down low. We go under a minute here in the first in our 3rd place game. Championship to follow. Kuykendall puts it on the floor against Brown. Kicks into the corner. Knocked away. We'll stay here.
And if you're looking for more high school basketball, we have the matchup everyone's dreamed about. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock, Fox Sports Chicago, right here. It'll be Chicago Whitney Young, the number 2 rated team in America, according to Basketball News, and Martin Luther King. Whitney Young beats DuSable today, 81-45. Martin Luther King, 71-52 over CVS. So tomorrow at 2, it'll be King and Young hooking up for the whole package. A trip right down here next weekend.
And a turnover by the Farmers. Eric Collins and Kenny McReynolds with the call tomorrow. Eric, a very busy man today. Nice job on the pregame show, working the sidelines, hopping in the car and going home. Hardest working man in showbiz.
Maybe the busiest thing about hard work.
Well, there's another person we can put on the list. Down to 7 in the quarter. Here's Thomas. Dive, fires, and off the mark. And that will do it for 1. 1 in the books, 3 to go in our 3rd place game tonight from Carver Arena in Peoria. We head to the 2nd. The Leo Lions leading the Farmington Farmers 15-11. Hang tight, we're back with quarter number 2 right after this. We head to the 2nd. Man, what a weekend for basketball. If you like hoops, you have been in heaven. From the high school game, that's an over and back. High school games to the college games we've been able to sneak a peek at.
Amazing, you watch all the upsets. You know, whether it's sectionals, regionals, super sectionals, NCAA, NIT. Just, it's so much fun to watch all these great games.
This is Chris Lawrence, who's in the game. Number 22, didn't see him yesterday. Baseline, Brown spins and cannot hit. Out of the pack is Wiersbe.
That's the move that he needs to learn to make. Right there.
Nelson scooping and around and out. He got by 3 defenders and it looked like he was home free. Alternating possession, Lions way.
Watch this. Hoop. No. but he hangs in the air and certainly made it look pretty.
Everything but the completion. Pressure shown by the Farmers. Lawrence needs help. Cannot do it. Good D. Real nice D by Will Smith.
They'll start to feel it in their legs, both these teams. Right around the end of the third quarter, you start to get tired. Your second ball game of the day, and you're not playing for the big prize. You start to get a little bit more lax with your passes. Got to do a better job taking care of the ball. Both teams turnovers here in the last 30 seconds.
Nelson again. This time gets it up and had to get it over Andre Brown with a banker for two. Brown came over quickly and got in the air, but Nelson flipped it over top of him. Here's Mike Myers, in and out. Will Smith clears the board, and Nelson's off to the races again. Look out. Scooping, missing. Myers, now he got a track meet. Keep up if he can. Lawrence in the corner. Myers to Brown. There's the double team. There's the tie. Farmers basketball.
Boy, I thought they had his arm. It looked like they were doing chin-ups on his arm, but the alternate possession rule. Watch this. And yes, he stays in.
Chris Lawrence walking the tightrope. The turnovers early. And that's plenty, and that's three. Couple of them here in the half. Farmington leads 16-15. Ahead to the media. Out of bounds and into the press row.
There's a lot of guys sitting over there that could convert from there. They made the miss.
Kent Johnson checks in. He has the basketball. 5'9" senior. He needs help. Lobs over the top and gets it with Rhett Wiersma.
I really think Rhett Wiersma is going to be a good player. Good young kid who can make shots. He knows his role on this team is not the primary scorer. I think he can be a fine player before his career is up.
Into the corner, three up. That's Kent Johnson just into the game and now into the books. Brings the crowd alive and gives the Farmers a 4-point lead, 19-15. And traffic out top and a travel. Pressure getting to the Lions. J.R. Jackson takes the spill.
Now here comes the trap, trying to get it set up. Wiersma hustles it up. There's your walk. A little surprised how Leo's handling pressure, Lance, because they're used to playing against pressure and they're used to playing with giving pressure. So a little surprised that they've struggled like this.
Look at the run the Farmers are on. That has given them a 4-point lead, 19-15. Here's Johnson. Where's the thought about it? So does Johnson. He's pass battled away, but they'll keep. Johnson averages just a point a game. He came in and popped that three like he's been doing it all year.
I don't mean anything. It was an accident. Come on, accident. An accident.
That would be Tom Wiersma.
Yes. Very upset that there wasn't a foul call there. The official turned to him and said, it was an accident. He said, heck, they're all accidents.
That's Corkendall. Got Corkendall on the books for the first time. He's their second leading scorer, nearly 16 a game. He gets back with a nice D. That's not bad. Scores on one end, gets back and defends on the other.
You know what? Tom Wiersma's still working the officials over the call they didn't make.
Clarity hits.
Mike Manarino's going to have to get a timeout. He's got to. His club is just being destroyed right now on a 12-0 run or 13-0 run.
He needs to talk it over. 4:41 to go. Don't tell these players and fans it's for third place. Farmington leads 24-19. We'll continue on and move towards halftime in his third place game. Championship still to follow.
24-15, Farmington over Chicago. Leo, now watch this hustle. There's Kuykendall inside. Now watch this. He scores. Now watch the hustle as he goes to the other end. Thank you very much. offense and defense. Scott Kuykendall, 6'3", 175-pound senior.
Farmers put on pressure. Tom Weir was still upset about that goal. He was turning to us during the timeout. Say, wait a minute, what? They said it was an accident. What do you mean an accident?
Yeah, he used a couple of choice words that I can't use on family television, but he said, they're all accidents. Nobody intends to foul.
As you saw by the graphic, Leo has gone cold from the field here of late. They trail by 9. Mike Myers facing pressure as it knocked away by Clarity. Gets it back. He's got to beat 10 and does so. He's not stopping. He's flipping it up. And he misses. Kuykendall with the rebound. See him work against the big guy, Andre Brown. Clarity thought about it. Stolen away. J.R. Jackson. And a reach into the foul. It's Mike Nelson. 6'1" junior. Jackson gets a hand on it. To be off to the races. Get bumped.
Coach Weir is substituting liberally. For the seniors, this win or lose is their final high school game.
Chris Kolowski has checked in, a 5'9" junior. From the corner, Jackson cannot hit. They work the boards. Thomas puts it up and in.
Boy, David Thomas working real hard on the glass. When the ball goes up, he looks for position. That's exactly how you rebound.
Kolowski out top to Clarity. Now Nelson ball on the hip. There's the entry pass. Smith going to work down low. Needs help. Kuykendall in traffic. Banker no, but contact. They were pushing and shoving and banging for the boards. Looks like Woods will pick it up. Watch the contact and the fight.
He's got nowhere to go. Finally gets in there. And they'll call the foul on Andre Brown. Probably could have gone against Levon Woods.
And let's say hi to Eric Collins. Eric.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. You're talking about how hard David Thomas is working. Well, in the classroom, that's where he works the hardest. He's going to be the class valedictorian of the senior high school class at Leo High School. A straight-A student, captain of 3 different sports is David Thomas. So hats off to the young point guard for Leo High School.
That's the combination, academics and athletics.
Maybe he can help Eric Collins out.
I'm going to distance myself from you. Whistle will stop the clock, 3:14 to go. Leo's going to the line after the contact. Championship game follows. Dave Ennett, Norm Van Leer warming up. They will be broadcasting, not playing, although well, could still rain those threes.
Oh, we ain't when we play pickup with him.
How's Ennis' jump shot?
Not good.
25-18. Nelson quickly ahead. Kuykendall beat everybody back, but lost the handle. The kick out. Clarity, 3 in the air. No good. Hook 3 from behind. Will Smith has a hand everywhere. He is their defensive specialist. He's got a hand around every loose ball.
So what I really am impressed with, after a disappointing semifinal for both clubs, both teams are playing hard.
Myers over pressure. Thomas on the run. Finger roll, no. Tip up, no. And a foul. And that's Brown again. 3 on Andre Brown. Sweet finger roll to the hoop. Couldn't get it to drop. But more importantly for the Lions, Andre Brown now looking at 3 personals. He fouled out against U-High yesterday.
Tell you what, though, you look at little things making a difference in a basketball game. If David Thomas uses the backboard, he probably makes his layup rather than a finger roll, and Andre Brown's still in the game with only 2 fouls.
Nelson from 3, laying it up.
32 for 22.
Make it 2. He's working on a big evening. Wow. J.R. Jackson turns it over. More substitution for Tom Wiersma's Farmers. Nick Stevens checks in. He's a 6'2 senior.
I like that he's letting everybody play. He'll try and get everybody in on that bench, especially the seniors, so they can say, hey, I played on the state tournament floor in the state tournament.
Turnovers mounting for Leo, and they face a 9-point deficit because of it. Mike Myers called for the reach-in. Put Seth Nelson at the line. Pretty good free throw shooter, 86%. One of the lasting impressions I think we'll take home from this weekend is his abilities, and we get to watch him for another year. And also the lasting impression of the boutonniere of Tom Wiersma, etched in the mind of David Kaplan forever.
And again, thank you to Carolyn over at the Diva Florist Shop in Farmington. Brought us flowers today, boutonnieres to wear.
As your comments will be etched in the minds of their fans forever.
I'm also sending her the cleaning bill for all the gold. What do they call that? Specks? What, glitter? Glitters. It's all over my blue suit, so I had to go back to the other one.
Nelson picks up the reach-in at midcourt. 29-18, an 11-point lead for the Farmers. They're not used to this. They were playing catch-up in their first two games. This is Jamar Tompkins. Baseline. Thomas likes it. Fires, rimming in and out. Rebound stolen away. Out of the pack, who else but Seth Nelson? Takes a look up court, pushes, and a contact from Mike Myers again. He shifts gears and gets going, and watch out.
Here he comes, he sees, I can turn that corner, and there's the contact.
Little shift from third gear to fourth. Get that extra step. And Eric Collins.
Yeah, thanks, Lance. I actually don't know why our color analyst, David Kaplan, hasn't mentioned this yet, but one of the reasons why Farmington's so good is their team unity. They developed their team unity by going bowling. They bowl 3 or 4 times a week during the season. Tom Wiersma, the head coach, went once with him. He beat everyone, 175. So that's the story about team unity. Dave Kaplan didn't know that. Back you go.
You read that just the way I wrote it up for you, Eric.
Now, if we spend time talking about the things you don't know, never mind. 29-18.
Yeah, don't go there, Lance. What be bring around Cincinnati on a bicycle and a dress next week.
Here's Nelson again. Watch him hang and drop it. Man, oh man.
He is just on a roll right now, being able to go to the right side of the basket. He's staying out of that painted area in terms of splitting the defense up the middle, and that's really created some scoring opportunities.
He's working on a huge night. David Thomas misses the other way. Nelson's ball club up by 13. Can't make it 15. Yes, they can. The follow. Scott Kuykendall. And Leo's in trouble. We go under a minute and a half. It's a 15-point game. Woods spinning baseline against the double team. And a reach.
Woods just turned to David Thomas and said, get me the ball. I'm serious. I don't want him mad at me. I'm not arguing. All yours. Where would you like me to throw it to you?
6'5", 265-pound senior is not in the best of moods right now with his team down 15.
But I'll tell you what, that shows me he's got pride. I like seeing guys that are angry. They play hard.
Here's Thomas. Eldridge Lewis now in the corner. Pulls the trigger. Cannot hit. Skying is Chris Lawrence, but he pushed off to get the rebound. And the Farmers get it with 32.4. We'll walk the other way and shoot free throws.
Chance to bump this up to a 17-point halftime lead.
Interesting to take a look at the first half stats. We mentioned earlier, Farmington in their first 2 games shot just 36% in each of them. Very good club coming in from the field at nearly 50%. Kuykendall hits. And he hits again. 35-18. They have nearly doubled the Lions. And a steal. Romaine. Banks, no. Fight for it. It's loose. There's Clarity. When he backs it out, they'll slow it down and now work on some clock. That 17-point lead and hold it for a shot. Wiersbe works on Myers. Clarity, he wants to fire. Can't find an opening.
He wants that look for 3.
Here's Romaine. He'll pull the trigger. High rainbow, no. And that will be that for one half of basketball. Tom Wiersbe claps his hands. He looks happy. One half in the books in our third place game, the consolation game tonight. And with one half in the books, Farmington a leader, 35-18.
Farmington really has played well the last 5-6 minutes. They really kicked it up defensively and done a whale of a job running their offense.
And here's Eric Collins. Eric?
Yeah, thanks a lot. We're with the coach of Leo, Mike Mandarino. Mike, it looks like you're getting a good effort from these guys, but it's just not to happen for them.
I don't think we're mentally in this game right now. I think we just got to rally at half and bring them back to the second half and get our minds in the game. We're just not in it right now.
Well, good luck. That's Mike Mandarino telling it like it is. Let's go back to the other guys who tell it like it is. Our good friends Lance McAllister and Dave Kaplan.
And a big run to finish the half, 24-3 for the Farmers to put us where we are at halftime. Farmers lead the Lions 35-18. Back after this. Back in at halftime, 35-18. The Farmers lead the Lions. I'm Lance McAllister. Alongside is David Kaplan. And David, we mentioned in the pregame show the battle of the emotions here. 2 teams, they know they can't win the state championship now. Third place is the best they can do. And you wonder at what point you begin to worry about the emotions letting down. We saw a big run. Farmington takes the lead. Now we have to worry about Leo and how they can stay in this game.
Well, I think Mike Mandarino is going to go in and challenge his guys. It's not going to be one of those very quiet, passive halftime talks. He knows it's the last game of the year. Win or lose, they're not coming back for tomorrow. So he's going to really challenge his guys to go out, show their pride, and lay it out on the floor in the second half.
Our second game tonight, of course, the championship game. Nauvoo-Calusa against Spring Valley Hall. A heck of a matchup. Dave Ennett and Norm Van Leer will have that one for us. We still have one half of basketball here. The championship game to crown a state champion for 1998. Plus, halftime highlights and statistics. That is all ahead. We are at halftime, 35-18. Farmers lead the Lions. We're back with more in our halftime after this. Halftime from Carver Arena in Peoria, Illinois. Lance McAllister alongside is David Kaplan. There you see the halftime score, 35-18. Farmers have nearly doubled the Lions. David Kaplan, let's take a look at first half highlights.
Well, some good looks here. Andre Brown inside. Real nice job. Good catch and score. Athletic sophomore. And then there's Tom Clarity from way downtown, ringing up 3, but it became the Seth Nelson show. There he is in the lane with a nice move, using the rim to shield the shot blocker. He also did a nice job defensively, but I'll tell you what, Leo hits some nice looks from 3 early. There's David Thomas ringing it up. And then here comes Seth Nelson with the kiss off the window. Well, watch this one. Hang in the air, use the glass, doesn't get it blocked, he scores again. There's a nice follow inside. David Thomas rosed it home. And here comes Seth Nelson, pull up for the tray. Bring it up. And here comes Seth again. Boy, he just had a whale of a first half.
In fact, 14 of their 35. Back to take a look at some team numbers after this. Stay with us on Fox Sports Chicago. Farmington 35, Chicago Leo 18. We showed you the first half highlights. David Kaplan, let's take a look at the first half numbers, the Ameritech first half statistics.
Well, you can tell how aggressive Farmington was offensively. They got 10 more shot opportunities than the Leo Lions did. Free throws, Leo really wasn't aggressive, so they didn't get to the free throw line. Farmington out-rebounds the bigger ball club. Then you take a look at points off of turnovers, 17-2 in favor of Farmington. Bench scoring, Leo's had nobody step up. Second chance points have gone Farmington's way. Again, the smaller team who's playing a little bit harder right now. That's the problem Leo's facing. They're going to have to kick it into a second gear.
The Farmington Farmers 16 minutes away from laying claim to the third place in the state of Illinois for 1998. 35-18 at halftime. They're warming up, and we'll bring you second half action after this.
Things that you hold close, we do too. Sharing your dreams and seeing you through. Bright tomorrows, human sorrows. It's nice to know when it matters most, the country's behind you.
Just about set for second half action between Farmington and Leo. Championship game, of course, to follow. Don't go anywhere when this one ends. Right now, let's check in with Eric Collins. Eric?
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Well, Coach, effort and hustle doesn't seem to be a problem. It seems like you guys are really ready to play.
I'll tell you what, we had great half-court team defense, and really our full-court defense was very, very good. We've held them. I think they only had 2 second shots, offensive boards, and for as big as they are and as strong and athletic as we are, that was a great effort on our part. We just have to extend it another 16 minutes.
Wish you luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Coach. That's Coach Weirdsman. Now let's go to the other coaches, Lance McAllister and David Kaplan.
Thank you very much, Eric. Hello there.
How you doing there, buddy?
He may be playing here in 6, 7, 8 years. Look at the second quarter, the devastation.
Wow. That is kicking into overdrive.
And not to say that Leo's loss wasn't tough today, but Farmington had a perfect season ended this afternoon. Hopes at a perfect season ended this afternoon on a free throw with 1 second left. And we wondered how they'd come back tonight. Look at that over the top. Brown tried to dunk, couldn't connect. Here's Wearsman. Around the perimeter they work. Nelson cuts through the lane, can't get it to him. Kuykendall straight keep, now gives up. Point lead to begin the third quarter. Nelson has an opening on he didn't really have an opening. He did, in fact, create one.
Save that for our highlight reel and save that for our highlight reel.
That's Andre Brown. He says, I'll take your scoop and raise you a dunk. Boy. 37-20. Here's Nelson. Sky and hitting. Uh-oh. Seth Nelson's feeling it.
Seth Nelson maybe headed for a huge second half. He's got 18 in the ball game.
He has almost outscored Leo himself. Wiersma in the way. Picks up the foul.
Now watch this. Hang, scoop. Here comes a 6'9" to block it after 2 other guys are handling him. And he gets it on the glass and scores. Nice play.
Brown will shoot, and he misses the first. Just a 53% shooter from the free throw line. Try to salvage the second. Can't do it. That's Romaine clearing the rebound for the Farmington Farmers. He wants help. Says, give me a guard. Gets one in clarity. Nelson again. Oh, my. Are you kidding me?
He is cooking with big-time gas right now.
He has equaled Leo. He's got 20. Brown spins, can't answer. Up and in goes David Thomas. Nelson's got it again. Mark Tompkins says, wait a minute, slow down here. He's called for the reach-in.
Tell you what, this is fun to watch.
Keep in mind, Seth Nelson, just a junior. Third team All-State this year. You'll hear a lot more from him next year. He fires.
Wow, look out. 23 for Seth Nelson.
Thomas cannot answer. Hits out nicely. He dishes the hang scoop. Jackson can't get it to drop. He draws contact and he's going to the line.
Well, you can hear Tom Wearsville right here. His 15th year. 272 wins against 138 defeats. This year, his club going into this game 32-1.
Here you see Jackson's numbers. He has raised those this weekend with 16 and 18 in back-to-back efforts coming into tonight.
So I believe that the best coaching goes on when you take a player out of the ball game after a mistake and you talk to him right there in the heat of the moment. In practice, you're not simulating game conditions. After a ball game, everything's already out of your mind. Your body is tired. He just took his son out, Rhett, and he said, you're standing around, and he walked and talked to him about screening. I think that's when the best coaching goes on.
That's Kuykendall. And they double the Lions. Brown tries to square up and deliver, can't do it. And Nelson's off to the races again. This time they pick his pocket and try to knock it free and out of bounds. Gotta believe that the legs and the weariness is starting to kick in. Well, not in that instant. J.R. Jackson says, what weariness?
He rose up and stuffed it home. Nice pass.
Championship game to follow. Nauvoo Calusa versus Spring Valley Hall. Dave Bennett and Norm Van Laer bring you the action.
Jump, good call.
Jamar Tompkins got a hand on it, tied up on the way up. A reminder, the Public League Finals tomorrow with Eric Collins and Kenny McReynolds. 4:36 left here in the third. Farmington leads 46-25. More to come after this.
The White Sox on Fox Sports Chicago.
He made the catch. What a play.
The most explosive team in the American League returns with a vengeance. Two of the biggest bats in baseball power the Sox. Frank Thomas, Albert Bell, raw power that never lets up.
Well, who said their legs were tired?
Yeah, we've talked about Seth Nelson's outstanding play. Now watch this one. There's the lob and a flush. Just the sophomore, Andre Brown. 6'9", 220-pounder, only 16 years of age. You will hear a lot more out of that young man over the next couple of basketball seasons.
In looking at the Lions starting lineup, they will take some hits to graduation. 4 of the 5 starters do graduate, but it's an awfully nice building block and piece to have in a sophomore Andre Brown. Here's J.R. Jackson. Lions trying to climb back into it. Hook free, fought for, tie up, alternating possession. We'll keep it. Yep. Look at that night. How's that for production per minute?
Just about 2 points a minute.
Entry pass to Brown, Cook free. Nelson ahead. Kuykendall beats him back. Lays it up short. And the Lions the other way.
Tom Wearsville turns to the fans here at his bench, goes, a finger roll. I'll tell you what, I really like the way his team plays.
Take a look at this one again. Clinton Flowers draws the contact.
There's the jumper, it's off left. There's the nice position inside. There's the contact. So
Flowers to shoot. 3:50 left here in the third. We see what he's done this season off the bench.
Mike Mandarino also doing a very nice thing, giving a lot of players a chance to play. You look back 25 years from now and say, hey, kids, I played in the state tournament.
And he misses the second.
A lot of memories created this weekend.
Nelson's on the run again. This time, Thomas, the outlet. Jackson, alley-oop. Brown pulled it down, got hit, and he traveled. Romaine got in his way, or rather, Dubit got in his way, and it threw him off balance.
Mike Mandarino saying, my guy got bumped. That's what created the travel. You make the call. Here comes Jackson. There's the dish. Oh, no question. No question about it whatsoever. Mike was right.
Will Smith inbounds, and here comes the Farmers. This is Smith. Could be a heck of a championship game. Nauvoo-Calusa versus Spring Valley Hall. Stolen away. Flowers, stop-and-go dribble. Can't complete, but Brown does.
Tell you what, Farmington's starting to play very careless. And Leo's starting to get their legs under him, play a little bit more emotional.
And Clarity throws up an air ball. And Tom Wearsville looks at the bench, says, I need some new bodies in there.
And he goes with Brett Wearsville.
Son, get in there.
Play hard.
Or you're grounded.
Here's a look at the Leo basket. Miss inside. Andre Brown gathers it, and rather than try and dunk when he's not sure he can, he gets it up and scores it. Nice job. Get a look at him.
This is Jeff Bannister, and that's a memory he doesn't want to keep around long after that miss.
Boy, I don't know if you can see that breather. You can hear it. And I'm glad because we got a state final to play here. It broke the backboard.
You know it's not good when you can hear your free throw miss. A sure sign. We approach the 3-minute mark.
Like a crap.
Thomas takes a look inside. Well, now bring it back out. Flowers hangs. Puts it up and in. Jackson. Boy, that was pretty. Here's Nelson gathering himself, getting the arms and legs together. And has it again. Kuykendall spinning. Baseline. Blocked away. Tompkins rejects it. Thomas the other way. And yes! Oh no!
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I'd have to get a second look. Mike Mandarino could not believe it. Now here's the block inside. Get it out of here. And it's off to the races. Here comes David Thomas. Motoring down. I don't agree with that call at all. Player's already taken off. I think that was either a block or a no call. And I like a no call around the back.
Again, in the NBA, they had that half circle in that area. They do not have, and a 10-second violation. Have that half circle, and anything inside of that will not be a charge. They do not have that on the high school level. Jeff Bannister takes a seat for the Farmers.
Leo is hanging around, just quietly creeping back into the game. Still a big working margin, but they were down over 20.
Myers takes a look with the high dribble. Up and good. Count it. That's J.R. Jackson.
And all of a sudden, a free throw, and we've got a 13-point game from a game that was in the 20s. Watch this dribble drive. Into the lane, hang, and they call the block and the hoop.
J.R. Jackson for a three-point play right here. Can't do it. deficit 14, 46-32. Kuykendall facing pressure. He will beat Penn himself. And it's kicked away. Leo has it. They want timeout. Tom Weir's but not happy. Leo's found something. They got down. It got tough. But they reached down inside and found a way to stay in this one.
Well, I think it's been a combination of their defense and very careless play by Farmington. During that second quarter, Farmington did everything right, including take care of the basketball. Now that they had that huge 20-plus point working margin, they started to dribble through people. They started to throw the ball carelessly around, take some bad shots, and you can see Tom Weir's, but he is not happy.
Coming up next, the state championship game. Should be a good one. Dave Ennett and Norm Van Leer with the call as soon as we're done here. Don't want to miss that one.
Griffith and Jepson will be one heck of a matchup in the backcourt.
Absolutely. And that's a travel.
And if you have not seen a young man by the name of Sean Jepson play, make some popcorn, open up a can of Coke or Pepsi, and boy, I'll tell you what, he is just a tremendous basketball player. You get a look at the travel there. Sean Jepson is prime time.
And travel by Flowers, forced by Will Smith again, who has been very impressive defensively this weekend.
And almost a year to the day, Sean Jepson last year, his club losing in the state championship game, scored 51 points in the final.
46-32. Nelson on the run again, slammed on the brakes. Batted away, here come the Lions. Stop and go dribble by Thomas. Three in the air, and off the mark, tipped up, good. Will it count on a foul? Kuykendall with the push.
Now let's see what they call it.
Yes, it will.
They'll call it on the tip. Now watch the steal. There's the pass. Kuykendall gets it stripped cleanly by David Thomas, who I think is playing a whale of a ball game. Here's Jackson. He gets the clean look from three after the defense clears. There's your tip in, there's your foul, and all of a sudden it is a 12-point game.
46-34. We go under a minute here in the third. Nelson in a hurry. Now slows up. Going to take care of the basketball now. Suddenly things very interesting.
Travel.
And a travel. Little hop step.
Got to catch the ball, jump stop, and go straight up and shoot it if you're going to.
Chance with a three. Take it under double digits to end the quarter. And Seth Nelson trying to beat Mike Myers to the spot, call for the reach-in.
Seth Nelson was backing up out of control. Mike Mandarino made the save before he went into the bench. Gave him a pat.
Look at the run by the Lions. Lions are roaring right now.
They're waking up from their hibernation.
Can't say. Over and back violation. Mike Myers tried, but to no avail. That takes some of the steam away from the momentum with 27 seconds left in the third. Loose. There's Will Smith again. Well, I like him. He's got a hand near the basketball all the time.
5 seconds. 5.
You see the clock. Nice save. But got it to Flaherty. Here's Nelson driving, forcing it up, and a foul. Bodies fall, including Will Smith and Mike Myers, who gets up holding his head. And Will Smith gets up limping. See if Myers is okay. Big bucket by Seth Nelson, and a chance for a three-point play.
Well, here he comes down the middle. Mike Myers a little late to react. He turned his head. Didn't give the weak side help that he needed to. Rotation was poor, and it creates a three-point play opportunity.
a big three-point play opportunity. Look at the evening he's working on from the field and from the line, from everywhere. If he caps his three-point play, the lead goes back to 15. And he does. That's big. Leo was looking at a chance with a 3 to take it under double digits with possession. They're now back down by 15.
You know, we were talking about Jepson scoring 51 in the title game. Now Nelson, we've called his name in almost every play, and he's at 26. You think about scoring 51 points.
3 up, wave it off because J.R. Jackson stepped out of bounds. That will do it for 3. 8 minutes remained to crown a third-place finisher. 49-34, Farmington leads Leo. Back after this. Welcome back in. Carver Arena, Peoria, Illinois, the Class A State Championships, the third-place game, and tonight's game and this weekend brought to you by Country Companies and also by Pepsi. Been a great weekend. There's a buzz in the arena. They were doing the wave a few seconds ago as the excitement builds for tonight's championship game.
I'll tell you what, I've had so much Pepsi product this weekend. Mountain Dew, Diet Pepsi.
Every time I've turned around, Eric Collins has had a Pepsi for me.
I like that. He's been hiding them in his pockets, taking them back to the hotel.
He's hosting the March Madness pregame show. He's doing the sidelines. He's delivering Pepsi.
And he's hosting the postgame party with about 8 cases of pop in his back in his room.
Then he's going home to Chicago and doing the public league game. He'll have a Pepsi for Kenny McReynolds. Fourth quarter, 8 minutes to go. 15-point lead for Farmington. They try to lay claim to the third-place finish. On the move, Banker too hard. That's Eldred Lewis. You wonder if Farmington took the final shot from the Leo Lions, had a chance to take it to 9, back to 15.
Well, these first 2 minutes are going to determine, I think. There's a travel on Rhett Weir. These first couple minutes are going to decide, in my opinion, what happens here the rest of the way. If Leo can get a couple of hoops, get a stop, force a turnover, you start to build on that momentum, and maybe you make another run at it. If it gets to 17 or 18, you get demoralized.
This is Brown into the corner, 3 up, short. Kuykendall at the outlet. Flaherty on the run, had help, slows it up, finds more help. Three from the corner. Good. That's Flaherty.
That's big. That's big. It's an 18-point game.
He's got 4 3-pointers. And as tired as you get, if you're Leo, the legs are tired. State championship bid is gone, but you don't want to have your last game be a blowout. Yeah, you don't want to go home knowing you got blown out in your final game after missing out on the chance to win a championship.
But the other thing is they go back home and they play against all the Catholic League players, public league players in the summer league, and they say, hey, you guys got downstate, you got blown out, so you got to really give a great effort here and get back in the center, see if you can win it.
Flaherty on the floor, saved it. Look at the hustle there. And now back out. Brown roars in approval at the hustle. Wiersbe pulls the trigger, and he hits.
Well, now it's Katie bar the door. 55-34. Couple of threes here early. I figured the first 2 minutes might decide this, and the first 2 minutes have gone all Farmington's way.
Jumper up, no. Jackson follows, no. They fight, hit the deck. And Greg Romaine took a finger in the eye, it appears. Take a look at it. Watch Romaine underneath.
There's the rebound. Ow. He took an elbow right in the face.
Wow. I think I'd rather have the finger than the elbow.
Oh, smokes.
Bells are ringing. Where am I, Coach? Is this Peoria?
He just turned to Tom Wiersbe and goes, he did more than go over my back. That's the line of the night. Yeah, he almost hit in the head.
Brown down low, banks it home.
Nice job. Real good entry pass from the corner. Came along the baseline, a touch pass. It didn't give the defense a chance to shift, and then Brown had himself a clear lane to the hoop, and he scored it. Nice job.
19-point lead. We go under 5 minutes. Championship game to follow. Flaherty poked from behind, and he gets it back. Right back to it. Nauvoo Calusa and Spring Valley Hall in the championship tonight. Nelson had it knocked free, but Kuykendall saves. And another reach. That young man has had a very big evening. Back of the line. Chris Lawrence back into the game for the Leo Lions. Replaces Jamar Tompkins.
Farmington ball will get it after.
4:25 left. Farmington leads 55-36. The Farmers of Farmington in control, ready to put the finishing touches on a third-place finish here in 1998. But our championship game tonight, man, should be a dandy. Spring Valley Hall against Nauvoo Calusa. Vikings 31-3. Spring Valley Hall's Red Devils 32-0. It has been a rough night in more ways than one. Take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning. Mike Myers had a nice weekend, though.
He did. He really played well.
Off the inbounds, no free throws by Nelson. He will inbound. Nelson on the drive. Dive. Floats it. No. And the Lions the other way. Tip up. Batted around. Still loose. And who's got it? Farmington. Buffalo Lions got a hand on it. Could not control.
Tell you what, Seth Nelson's going to be one of the better players in the state of Illinois, which is maybe the premier hotbed for prep talent. He needs to get in the weight room now in the offseason and really get strong, because I think this kid has a bright future as a basketball player.
Who's got the ball? Tie up alternating possession. Farmington keeps. That's where the alternating possession hurts the hustle right there by Leo. They force the tie-up with a good D. Forwards get the basketball. Nelson fires. Rimming no. Front back.
Not the shot they need there. You've got a 19-point lead. You don't need a 3 from out there.
Turnaround. Now that was a sweet move.
That's the move Andre Brown's got to learn to master. If he does, he really takes his game to a different level, because he becomes a bigger scoring threat.
Look out. He gets that one. He refines that one. No one is going to want to play the big 6'9" sophomore next year. Go under 3. Nelson weaving through traffic. Bruiser needed help. Well, spun out of it himself. And here's Flaherty. Way in the air. In and out, no. Tracked down. And Farmer's ball. Tom Wiersbe wants to talk about it.
And I wish you could get a shot of Tom Wiersbe. He has Tom Flaherty by the jersey, and he points to the scoreboard, and he kind of directs his eyes that way, Flaherty's eyes, and he says, do you see the scoreboard? We lead by 17 points with 2:36 to go. No more threes. He's not worried about the margin of victory. He's worried about victory.
got their attention right now.
Absolutely right. And he's right.
The Leo huddle. It appears as though they will end up 26-8.
Great year.
Yes, sir.
Hats off to Mike Mandarino after a wonderful run at St. Martin de Porres, where he had some very good players, including Jared G., who's had an excellent game for the Illini today. Illini falling to Maryland.
5 seconds. Get it clear.
Here's Flaherty, finds Nelson rolling off the screen. The Mandarino story, if you haven't followed it, as David mentioned, at St. Martin de Porres took him downstate in Class A in '94. School closed after the 96-97 season, and he moves over to the Leo Lions to get them downstate. Yes, sir. Shared the Chicago Catholic League South title this year with Brother Wright. He's got Andre Brown to build with for next season. Out of bounds to the Lions.
Go! Still, that's not a bad possession for Farmington. They ran a minute off the clock.
Brown, that time, did not put it to the floor, went straight up and missed, but follows, goes up, and draws some contact.
See, I really like how hard Andre Brown plays. He's not a passive 6'9". He's an aggressive, hard-charging 6'9". And there's the rebound. Real nice athletic play. Now he gets fouled. He stays with it. I mean, he really works when he's on the court. If you're going to play, play hard or don't play. And he really gets after it.
Short on the free throw, and here come the Farmers. Kuykendall to Clarity. Got Weir's down low by himself. Didn't see him, and it's both free. Lions the other way. Numbers even. Pull up, jumper up. Good. That's David Thomas. Had a pretty good game in his own right tonight.
He plays tough. Really has worked hard at both ends of the floor all night long, all tournament long.
About to go under a minute. Again, stick around. Championship game to follow. Nauvoo-Calusa versus Spring Valley Hall. Everybody looking forward to the matchup with Sean Jepson against David Griffiths tonight.
The whole town of Farmington, it appears, is out down in that corner, and they stand and rise as one.
Hope from behind and a reach. J.R. Jackson gets the foul. Look at the Farmington crowd stand to our left. Our Lincoln Mercury player of the game, I wonder who? Could it be Seth Nelson?
Vote must have been close. Congrats to Seth Nelson. 5'11", 150-pound junior. As you see the Farmington crowd, they are excited. They are fired up. They are third place in Class A, 1998 in the state of Illinois. Seth Nelson, a 5'11 junior. Many more big games ahead for him. But congrats, he is the Lincoln Mercury player of the game.
Antoine Collins, one of a couple who checks in for the Lions as Mike Mandarino clears his bench with 34.8 left. Free throw bangs around and out. Final 30 ticking off in this third place game. That drops from the baseline. Earl Thomas in the books. He can say he scored in this third place game. And a kick, will stop it with 14-8.
Well, as I look at Farmington's roster, they're going to have back two starters off a 33-1 ball club is how they'll finish up. Two pretty good ones to have, Seth Nelson and Rhett Wiersma.
And there you see Seth Nelson getting congratulations from the rest of his teammates and his fans applauding his efforts. Scoop up, no. And the other way. It was Chris Kalowski trying to get in the book with two. Long range three. Bring that one up. Eldred Lewis. that will be that. The Farmington Farmers bounce back after a tough one this afternoon and lay claim to third place in the state of Illinois for 1998 in Class A. Farmington wins it by 10, 55-45.
See, I love to see this where the teams shake hands. I think that's missing in sport today. I like to see the relationships and sportsmanship, and that's what the IHSA preaches, good attitude. I think we've seen that all weekend long.
Farmers move to 33-1 to finish the season. Leo Lions wind up 26-8. And courtside we go, Eric Collins.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Well, Coach, you got third place. And the most impressive thing, in my eyes at least, is you guys just came out like you really wanted to win this game. You came out on fire like the game was everything to you guys. Was it hard to motivate the guys?
No, I tell you, we were really demoralized after our game this afternoon, and they were really down. But we got great competitors, and when we went out to eat, when we came back, they said, well, we had something to prove, that we let one slip away, but it was a great win for us, and I thought they showed a lot of heart tonight.
Beginning of this year, did you expect to get this far? Did you expect to be undefeated coming into the final day of the season, expect to get third place?
I don't think you ever expect that. I knew we were going to be a good basketball team, but these guys show, just like when we're playing Leo here tonight, they're much bigger, much quicker, much more athletic, but our kids play very, very well together, and they play very hard, and that's what the game of basketball is, such a team game, and these guys are a true epitome of the game.
And, Coach, you get the final word. Let's talk about this wonderful flower you have right there. Would you like to say anything to David Kaplan, who's been harping on you all day long?
Smells awfully good.
Very nice. Smells like victory. That's Coach Weirdsma. He's got the smell of victory on his lapel. David Kaplan, I'm sorry, you don't. But back to Lance right now.
Well said. 55-45, the final score. Third place belongs to the Farmington Farmers.
Can I take him out on the court?
Hang tight, we'll come back, wrap things up, get you ready for the championship game. It is still ahead on Fox Sports Chicago. Back live at Carver Arena, Lance McAllister alongside his David Kaplan. 55-45, the final score. Farmington, the winner in our third place game over Leo. And it's time to look at our Pepsi play of the game. And I'm guessing this involves Seth Nelson. Let's take a look, and yes, sir.
How could it not? He played a whale of a ball game, scored well. There's a nice move inside as Farmington got on a run in the second quarter, got things rolling. 24-3 was the outcome in the second quarter, and that's what was the difference in the game.
And our Ameritech final stats of the night.
Now look at the field goals for Farmington. They get 45 shot opportunities. Really did a good job. Free throw-wise, 3 of 11 for Leo. They struggled there. Rebounding goes to the smaller club. Points off and turnovers got even in the second half. But Farmington had that huge halftime lead, I believe 17-2. And that, again, spelled doomsday for the Leo Lions.